have one question.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. For example, in on-premises, we delete the user. Okay.
Mm-hmm,
How
mm-hmm.
do you think that Azure ready to Azure ready? We need to do any sync process here. Or,
It is by default you have enabled the sync, right? It will be get updated. It won't be immediately, but it will be get removed from the on-premises. I mean Azure AD.
okay.
It
Is
is
there any time limit for?
time limit. See, there is you can do it in a sync process. There is service would be there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what is the process here? I'll tell you. But you cannot expect immediately anything, right? So there is a time minute for them, at least minimum wait for the 15 minutes. Okay. And you still that sync is not updated, you can manually make the sync. That possibility is there. So how
Okay.
that sync is we have done it, the process how we have done it, how we did it for the sync from on-prem Active Directory to Azure, how we did it. Now this is my cloud, right? This is my cloud Azure, right? And we have that is in all the enter ID users everything, right? Here my all the enter ID users everything will be get updated here, right? And here my on-prem Active Directory, right? Which I have that is in my domain and all, right? And which we created for my all the objectives, everything created one site. We have one domain controller, and think about you have two domain controller, right? Of the location you have there on 100 users, right? 100 users example. And the recommendation is to whatever these 100 users to bring into that my on premises. I mean enter ID here. So what is the process you followed here? This one of the member server, you have the one of the member server here. Okay, in this member server, this has to be part of your Active Directory, correct? And both the side you should have one user. Here you have the user should be enterprise administrator, right? Where you want to give this, and here one user for global administrator, right? Global administrator. And now this server you have installed the AD Connect, right? This server install the AD Connect. Yes or no? AD Connect. You downloaded, install it here, and while registration while processing, it would ask you to the username and password of the on-prem Active Directory as well as Azure Active Directory. Once that is in authentication is done, it would tell you that is in sync process. And sync process, it would ask you to what do you need for that is an entire Active Directory to sync here, or you wanted to select it. You can select it for the specific OU. Inside the OU you have the specific users and all, right? So initially this process going to happening, you've selected users, you have selected checkbox enabled, and those users are bring into this my enter ID. The moment this process is completed, you would be getting for in the one of server called sync service. Okay, sync service agent, that console will open here. Okay, and also you have the services. Now something you one users you deleted here, right? You do not expect immediately because over the WAN is connecting, over the internet is connecting, right? And there is process to be automatically sync for this. Minimum at least you need to wait for the 15 minutes, and you don't want to do the 15 minutes, you have to come this console and sync manually. Okay, that would show you the success. If that is done, and it would be able to, you see this, and once you see the enter ID, and this process is happening for the only one way. Remember, it is from on-prem to AD only. I mean on-prem to Azure. So this user we created here, right? We created this user is coming from, this user is coming from, how do we know this user is coming from the on-prem AD? How we know that on this user is coming from on-prem AD? You would be able to see that indicate, you see this, on premises sync enabled, and this user came from on premises AD admin, who is the enterprise administrator, and this user is come from on-prem AD, which is says yes, right? And you deleted this user in on-prem AD, and this will be deleted. and you will not be able to see this user. It is obviously after sync, it's disappeared from here. Getting? Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Okay.
This is, you ask me the default sync time, right? On-prem AD to Azure, default sync time interval is how much time you have to wait for. Some minimum time is see this every 30 minutes synchronous cycle in run. I said you need to provide minimum 15 minutes, right? In Active Directory, one object to other object replication, it would need minimum 15 minutes. But in the on-prem Active Directory to Azure, it would need minimum every 30 minutes synchronous cycle to run. If you have modified the synchronization cycle, you will need to make sure that synchronization cycle run at least 7 days. You have to run that. It's automatically how the happening for 30 minutes. You have to run that, as I said, for this console. You have to do this manual process. Good to go. Understood, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me remove this, and also let me check that it's been updated or not for the user, the applications we have provided access. This user, which logged into the my application here. Refresh. Just try with once again, log out. Still not. So wait for a few more minutes. It should be get
Here we can
updated.
click on explore your applications options, right?
Here,
In my apps, explore all.
it should get updated automatically. It should show there all the apps should be enabled.
Yeah.
Still not. Still not.